Hello and welcome back to my channel where I share the realistic life of a digital nomad, a little bit about my adventures and what it's like to be a digital nomad in different parts of the world. So today we are in the beautiful city of Cagliari and I've been here for about a week now. It's been fantastic. I didn't film the first week because honestly I just wanted to kind of take a little break from any kind of online things and just really enjoy being present. But this week I thought I would take you around, kind of show you what it's like to be here and the different attractions of the local area. So today we are going to head over to the Sunuragi de Barumi, which is about 1 hour drive from the city. Now, if you don't have a car or you're not renting a car, you can actually organize day trips, but they're very expensive. So if you're able to rent a car, it will actually work out a good bit cheaper, funnily enough, if you want to do kind of several different tours here in the city. I'm a little bit out of breath because we walked up the hill. So first I'm going to take you to the Sunuragi, and then over the course of this week I'm going to show you kind of what I'm doing, how to do things, and all the kind of good digital nomad infos like about Wi-Fi and things like that. So I will see you there. Here's my little car that we rented for the 2 weeks here in Cagliari. So a little kind of pro tip for you to know is that in the kind of center of the city, it's actually, either you're not able to park or you have to actually pay a lot to park. But if you see the line is white, it means you can park there for free. And if it's blue, it means that you need to pay to park. So actually I got this lovely Fiat Panda for 2 weeks. It cost me €197. I booked this quite far in advance, but like for example, I was mentioning with the tours are €200 on average per tour. So you can imagine that actually you save quite a big chunk if you rent a car here in Cagliari.
Yeah.
So we are about 20 minutes away on the road to the Nuraji. It's beautiful. We decided to kind of take the country route versus the motorway. I mean, you still need to go on the motorway a little bit, but it's just so picturesque and beautiful and so quiet. I mean, we are kind of encountering a couple of cars, but not many on this road. And then keep your eye out for three-wheeler cars. They seem to still exist in Sardinia, which is quite amazing. So I think this is definitely something to also enjoy, is just to see the beautiful countryside views as you take the drive to the Nuraji in Barumi. I don't hear anything. Mind your head.
Yep.
Wow. What do you think?
It's beautiful.
Beautiful, huh? Yes.
Sì, poi è bello perché ogni stagione cambia l'atmosfera. Sto riprendendo il fiato, ok.
So you can see here we're actually going down. This is actually one of the original corridors from the Nuraji, which is amazing. And you can see they were maybe a little bit skinnier than we are, which is amazing.
No. È proprio la mia gamba che non si piega, capito? Tranquillo. Ok.
can see.
This was the fridge.
Oh yeah, original passages around.
This goes around to the main tower.
Yeah, this goes around the main tower. Yeah,
That was the fridge.
yeah. My Italian is a little bit rusty, so she was explaining that each of these towers had different purposes, and one back there was the fridge. And then here we have another tower behind here. And basically some of them were meeting places. They think, they're not sure because there are no actually written scriptures from this time in the Bronze Age. But they have a theory that basically the central tower was either where the soldiers lived or it was where the chief of the village actually lived. But they're not 100% sure. And what's amazing about these rocks is you can see that it makes this kind of conical shape, right? And they used to actually just balance all the rocks like this to actually make it into this shape, which I think is quite amazing, you know? There's no super glue here or cement here. So I just asked her in my rusty Italian, but apparently, so there was... It took 1 year per level, so it took 5 years in total to complete the excavation of this nuraghi and all of the surrounding towers. And it was done by volunteers. And Giovanni Lilu, who is the archaeologist that actually discovered this, he's actually from here, so he used to come here as a child. And actually, there was a legend when they were a child that actually there was this monster that used to live in this mountain, and if they got too close, it would eat them. So that was the kind of legend. So she actually showed a photo that I'm sure you will see if you come here, that actually shows the place from the 30s. It's incredible. You can see the little windows from the second floor and how thick the walls are. And we were laughing about this one because we thought this is a heart-shaped one, that maybe it was the old-fashioned brothel, but that's not backed by science, just to let you guys know. But we did think that was kind of amusing. But yeah, you can see also the size of these stones. Do you want to stand next to the stone to show the size? Because I think it's huge, and the fact that they were able to lift them is quite amazing. I mean, look at this. Incredible. And of course it's a beautiful day today. Oh, and one important thing to mention about this place is make sure that you check the weather before coming, because last time I came here last week and I wanted to see this, but it was closed because of the weather, so it's a little bit wet, and because you have to go up the original staircase, which is very small and slidey, you can easily slide. You can't come here when it's raining, so that's something to make sure that you call in advance, especially if you're coming from Cagliari and it's about an hour to drive. And then here you can see more of the stones that they used to actually hold up the buildings over here. Just for you, Mom and Dad, here's a car park where you can park your van when you're on your tour. So yes, highly recommend that you come and see the Nuraghi dei Barumi, and I also highly recommend that you do the tour in Italian because it's great crack, you know, and then that way you can have an opportunity to learn a bit of Italian. Woohoo! Hello and welcome to day 2. So today is kind of a very typical day in the life of a digital nomad. So sometimes when we're traveling a lot, we just need a day to kind of catch up on work and different projects. So this morning I'm just here working on my laptop. I'm working on a course that I'm actually attending in Buddhist philosophy. It's super interesting. So I have some homework to do for that. And I also have a call with one of my clients this morning. and then I'm gonna have some lunch here, and after that I've got my actual work day, which starts at 1:30. And today I've got lots and lots and lots of calls back to back. I decided to just put all of them today, or as many of them today as possible, just to kind of get them over with. So yeah, that's kind of the project for today. So today I might go for a little walk out in the city, but I'm not going to do anything too dramatic, because also another thing that I've been feeling last week was very, very full on, because I had my friend visiting and also it was Black Friday. So I had a lot of calls, which was amazing, right? And a lot going on, but I was absolutely exhausted, because in the mornings, every morning we would go out very early to kind of do some sightseeing and see some different things. And then in the afternoon up until the evening had work, and then we would go out in the evening for dinner or drinks or something like that. So this week I wanted to take things a little bit slower and kind of just enjoy being present here in Cagliari. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So this is a fantastic restaurant that I would highly recommend that you come to if you are here in Cagliari. So here, the smell, I mean, I wish I could kind of share the smell, so especially of the white truffle. I wish I could share that through the video, but let's just say it smells great, it tastes great. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. Also, beautiful husband, and I hope you enjoy.
Grappa.
Yeah, after the grappa, so we just had the most incredible dinner. So the restaurant, I'll find the restaurant down the street, but we just had, at the end of the dinner, they made us a glass of grappa. If you don't know what grappa is, it's basically like absinthe, the Italian version of absinthe, so it's very strong. So I must admit, I'm a bit tipsy right now, but highly recommend. So the restaurant is called, one second, there we go, Da Mario al Seremi. Highly recommend that you check out this restaurant. In particular, the truffle pasta is absolutely epic. Just such a good evening, and it's just so nice. This is the thing that's really nice about being a digital nomad, is just kind of like, you know, finishing work on a Monday, going out for a nice dinner, for a little stroll in the city, you know, enjoying a glass of grappa, you know. So honestly, life is feeling pretty good right now. That might just be because life is good, it might be because of the grappa. Only time will tell, right? I'll let you guys go and see you tomorrow. So interlude, we're back. We decided to get some ice cream. So I got a coppa pistachio. This is like a medium. Look, it's freaking huge. And what did you get, babe?
Affogato, cafe.
Cato. I mean, like crazy. He's so crazy. He always has coffee ice cream, and he loves coffee ice cream in the evening. I mean, I could never sleep. Sweet Lord, I cannot hold this straight. I could never sleep after all that coffee. But anyway, highly recommend. I'm telling you highly recommend, and I haven't tasted it because I've actually tasted this before. I had it last week, and I will say highly recommend. Good morning. Welcome to, what is it, day 3 of this vlog, I believe, as we are Tuesday. So today I'm going to start work at around 2 p.m. I have a lot of calls booked in today with some clients and potential clients. So this morning we decided to go and have a kind of a little walk, hike in this place that's around 15 minutes drive outside of Cagliari. Well, actually, technically it's still in, I don't know if you can see from here, you actually can't. It's still like in the, how would you say, the area of Cagliari. But it's 15 minutes drive from the center. And so this is a lighthouse. It's called Capo Sant'Elia. It is a naval base, so it's where some of the Navy hang out. In fact, all of this area around here in Cala Mosca is kind of a military base, so they do a lot of their training here. There's also a police training academy close to here. So that's kind of this base, but here this is the Capo Sant'Elia, but we affectionately call this place the cat place, and you will see why in a minute. I will show you something very, very cute. So, welcome to the cat place. So, first you might be thinking, hey, there's just a few cats hanging around and they're really cute and affectionate. Maybe they're wild. They're just wandering around the place, right? But you will see in just a minute how amazing this little cat place is. And I also think it's hilarious that, I mean, this is kind of like something I've made up in my head, but here behind us we have the naval base, and I'm kind of thinking, oh, like, you know, the Navy is just taking care of all these little cats. But if you just go through this little passage, right, and you watch the spikes, because they're kind of spiky, here you will find the cat sanctuary. So there's all these little huts, right? All these little huts where the cats hang out. And then here they are. They're just chilling, living their best life. I don't want to frighten them. So we're gonna go, just coming out of the cat place. We're gonna go on a little hike today. Yesterday we spent pretty much the whole day in the apartment because it was the first day where I actually realized since the beginning of this month where I kind of just had some space because we've been traveling the whole month and working a lot and sightseeing all these different things. So I wanted a bit of time to just, you know, rest and experience just being rather than doing. But today I really felt the wish and the need to get out for a nice bit of exercise. So yeah, that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to take you along with me to share in this experience. I'll just film the kind of view so you can see that, and I hope you do enjoy this nice morning / kind of morning lunchtime walk. So we're going to try and walk to the Torre Perdusimi, which is over here. Oh, we made it! Here it is. So here we are. So I heard from a local, actually a lot of these rocks are volcanic rock, even though it's no longer volcanic. In Sardinia, it used to be a long time ago. So we can see inside. I'm just gonna slowly walk in here. Oh, it's so cool in here. So you can probably imagine what it was like before to live here. Look at this amazing window. Oop. Oh, here's the view from the window. You can see that's amazing. Here you can see the doorway that goes down. I'm just gonna walk down here. You can see, and then here there's quite a big drop. But here's the doorway. Just go out and see. Next second we're gonna go over to here. Right, so now we're walking over to this beautiful ruin. Oh, it's actually getting quite warm. I'm not sure how warm it is, but having walked up that hill, and it's so quiet, and I can't believe it's only, 10 minutes outside the city, which is amazing. So now we're almost back at the lighthouse. We're gonna head back to the flat. I'm gonna make some lunch, and then we're gonna have our work day, which starts at 2 until 8 p.m. So I'm gonna do that. And then this evening, I'm thinking maybe going out for something small, you know, a little snack. So that's kind of the plan for the rest of the day. Welcome back. So today we are here at the Spaggia Suju. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If anyone is from Italy and watching this, I do apologize if I'm butchering that name. But this is actually one of the many beautiful beaches in Chia. Chia is about an hour's drive from Cagliari. So you can get here along the coastal road. It's very beautiful. So this apparently is one of the beaches where you can actually surf in Chia. Apparently surfing is kind of like this is kind of a mecca for surfing here in Chia. Actually, funny story is that we originally had booked to stay here in Chia, but the place that I booked didn't have Wi-Fi, and also it was completely in the middle of nowhere. Like, there was no shops, there wasn't even a proper road. It was just like a dirt road. So we made the difficult decision to actually move back to the city and stay there so that we could have access to good Wi-Fi. I know this is going to sound like such a first world problem, but when you have a full-time job and literally your pay depends on you having Wi-Fi, you kind of need to be careful that you have it. So that's why we did that. But this is actually a really beautiful location, and I can see how, like, at the moment it's quite flat because there's no wind, but I can see how this would be actually a really great beach for surfing when there are some good waves. Hello and welcome to Friday. This is our last full day here in Cagliari, and tomorrow we are heading back to the motherland. I didn't film anything yesterday just because literally all we did was I had to lead a meditation in the morning, and then we went to buy some panettone, which is basically like Christmas. I'll show you. It's like an Italian Christmas cake, but way nicer than Christmas cake. And then I worked the whole afternoon, so I didn't film that. But you can let me know if that, like me filming myself working, is something that you're actually interested in watching. But in my opinion, I was like, nah, this is going to be kind of boring. So I didn't film that. But today we are actually headed to the botanical gardens here in Cagliari, so I'm going to show you around there. I went there last week and they're really cute, so I will take you there. Just a little interlude as well. So the botanical garden is just down here, but this is actually a Roman amphitheater, and it's just in the middle of the city actually. And normally you can go visit it, but this time of year it's closed. I'm not really sure why, maybe for renovations or something, but I think it's pretty impressive. I mean, if you think about, you know, how innovative the Romans were to create something like this. And yeah, like as my friend said, you know, you can almost imagine, you know, that all the animals coming out at the bottom, the gladiators. So yeah, it's quite cool. We're almost down at the botanical gardens now, but I just wanted to show you that on the way. And before we kind of also, because this will probably be the last kind of excerpt from the video, but in terms of my recommendations for Sardinia, so the first thing I would say is it's definitely a place that I would highly recommend you visit, and it's definitely actually a really good spot for digital nomads. I actually wasn't expecting that because everyone told me, you know, it's super quiet, like, because it's a blue zone, so, you know, there isn't that much going on. But actually, at least in the city of Cagliari, it's quite kind of lively, especially in the evening. So I would definitely recommend it as a spot to come to. Something to kind of consider though, and to really make sure that you double check, is that at least in Cagliari the connectivity is quite good, but outside of the city, depending on where you stay, the Wi-Fi and even phone connectivity can be really spotty. So make sure that you double check that your place has high-speed Wi-Fi beforehand, because sometimes the saying they have Wi-Fi literally means that you can barely load an email. If it is, or how much it costs to be here. So I would definitely say that Cagliari and Sardinia is not the cheapest place to go, but it's definitely not the most expensive either. In terms of buying food and groceries, it seems to be quite expensive here, at least compared to other European countries. And for going out to eat, it's kind of standard prices, but it's definitely not cheap. As cheap as, say, like Spain, for example. So it's not a place that you would go if you're on an extreme budget, but also it's not overly expensive. Look at this really cute pile of floof. They're just chilling. It seems to be that a lot of places in the city just take care of street cats, and they seem to be very friendly. But as you can see, they're just chilling there together. And then there's another little guy over here. And then here you can see there's a bunch of little cat houses. So yeah, hopefully they seem to be really well fed and quite tame, you know. Oh yeah. So nice, this botanical garden. It's actually only €4 to get in. You know, and it's quite, I mean, it's not huge, but it's quite nice, and you can spend here, spend time, as much time as you want here, which is really nice. And it has a really nice selection of plants from all over the world. But you know, I was thinking to myself, if I was here on a nice spring or autumn day and I could just sit on one of these benches and read a book, it'd be quite a nice day spent in a way. What do you think, honey? Have you ever seen a grapefruit in a tree? It's quite cool. I'm almost tempted to, of course I'm not going to do that, but I'm a bit tempted to take one and see how it tastes. Best outdoor library.